So everybody, that's from us. What I would like to sort of summarize is, I think we have touched on a touch basis of how to actually conduct online classes, because UIA is only going to begin in June. We are taking our time because we need to address a lot of issues before jumping into the online learning bandwagon. So that's why we are here. The four of us feel our calling to sort of contribute back to UIA, because all four of us are experienced in facilitating learning and also online learning specifically. I hope that all of the information are valuable to you, that they become ilmu bermanfaat, valuable knowledge to everyone, so that all of our graves can be bright, inshallah. Yeah.
One more thing. Sorry, one more thing. Sorry. So if you're wondering how I draw, because all my slides I draw myself, so it's this and this. It's just this. But you don't need an iPad. You just need some kind of tablet. If you don't have a Wacom board, but you, stylus, don't use a mouse. A lot of people try to draw with a mouse. A mouse is just terrible. It's just depression. It's depressing. So if you want to start drawing digitally, get some stylus. Buy the cheap one. You can buy 20 things, but I recommend buy a bit more, 80 ringgit. 90. This one is 500, but this is Apple Pencil. But you don't need to have a 90 ringgit. Get a good stylus and get a Wacom board or a cheap tablet. You don't have to get. I'm not an Apple support or anything. As long, because Sketchbook, the tool I showed there, which is actually open for all, even Microsoft products also. Okay, sorry about that.
All right, so I think now we are going to have questions. If you guys have any questions, please switch on your mic, just say your name, and then we can and address your question to which speaker. Okay, so anybody has any questions? If you are too shy to speak to the microphone, or if your microphone doesn't work, then you can type into the chat box. Okay, we've got our first question already from Farheen. Thank you, Farheen, for joining us. How do we engage students in an interactive session when they don't have stable internet? What tool or platform can we use? Okay, I think I can answer this one. It has been, researched for the past 2 months during MCO. WhatsApp and Telegram works best for low bandwidth. And also, if you want to have online sessions like this with your students, you don't do it every day or you don't do it too often. You schedule it. It is okay to do it at night because that's when internet is stable. Okay, so we can probably relax during the day. And then have classes at night, and don't do like 3-hour lectures, 2-hour lectures. Don't. I did a recent a poll survey. Most people would have attention span of about 45 minutes, the longest average for online sessions, unless it's a very engaging one like today. Yeah, so you guys are here for 2 hours. Yay, alhamdulillah, thank you so much. So for people with low bandwidth, use WhatsApp, Telegram, and people have been saying to mail and stuff like that. But I am sure that they can get at least a little bit of data from somewhere. We know the digital divide. It's been addressed. To me, the telcos have to invest lah. In order for the nation to progress, kan? Because education is a social obligation, and it is amanah. It takes a village to raise a child. So the telcos have to play a part. That's from me personally. So I hope that I answered your question. Farheen, yeah, you can use WhatsApp, Telegram. You can draw, like Zaid said, you can illustrate your notes and stuff like that. Use PDF to save your files, make it small size PDF, so that the students don't have to, suck up so much of bandwidth to download your materials, right? Any other questions? Maybe one live question, 1 or 2 live questions using the mic.
Maybe they can put in the box, what's the most important thing they learned today? Just 1 point, at least 1 point.
I have a mentee to do that, so we can keep the answer.
Oh, you want to keep it? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought the chat here also keep one.
Yeah. Okay. While waiting for your questions, I'm going to share my screen. I would like all of you to respond on this Mentimeter. If you remember Mentimeter. Okay, let me just switch these guys off first. Okay, hang on. Okay, and then, all right, go to menti.com and use the code 923408, like just now. What was the one most important thing that you learned today? Just use very, very short phrases, like 1 or 2 words, 1 or 2 word phrases, maximum 3 words. What was the one most important thing that you learned today? Can you please just type into the Mentimeter, menti.com, and the code is 923408. Okay, what was one most important thing? Active learning, wow, that's like a deductive kind of thing because none of us said explicitly anything about active learning. Engage, encourage, excite. Let me just switch off this video. Excellent, excellent. Fun, draw. Drawing is easy, yes. Enjoyable learning. Amana, arts, great. What else can we see? Engaging students, grab students' attention, draw. Wow, wow. See, the most popular answer is engage and engaging. Learn from entertainer is there as well. Ways to engage students. Now everyone can draw. Wow. Zaid, that's your tagline, eh? Now
No. That's Rosaimi, Drozenia.
okay.
I can't use that one.
Okay. Drawing, enhance thinking, yes. And then engagement, get attention, creative teaching, drawing or illustrating, ways, thinking to start to draw, yay, okay. And then what else is there? Focus, build trust, yes. Then lighten our grave. I'm glad somebody put that in. Senses, our olfactory. Okay, thank you.
You didn't put it in yourself. Just kidding.
Thank you for your answers. I'm going to just stop my screen share. Okay. So we will keep the answers, and maybe Dr. Shakir can email everybody the visual of the answers. Okay. Any other questions from everybody else? You see, it's not easy to facilitate online learning. You can find it's very exhausting. I just spoke just now for half an hour. Yesterday, I held a 1-hour workshop online. It is very exhausting because there is no human chemistry there. You don't absorb your participants' energy. That's what I always do with my students. I absorb their energy and they absorb mine. So that sort of relieves a little bit on your own effort to make sure people are engaged. So, and then the facial expressions, you can see, I don't know, the guys are probably a little bit more relaxed, but for me, I have to like showcase my facial expression because I want all of you to like listen to me. That's why I become a teacher. I want people to listen to me. So that's why it's very exhausting. I use a lot of my muscles in conducting online learning, and at the same time, I have to manage the tools. I have to manage Zoom, I have to manage my slides, I have to manage my Mentimeter. That's why if you have online sessions like this, don't make it long, make it short, manageable chunks, bite-sized. All right, so that's
especially during Ramadan.
Especially during Ramadan. Yes. Okay, question.
Why must you mention bite in Ramadan?
I blame it on Rizal. He brought up nasi lemak, so it's all his fault.
Oh,
How can
no.
I from our
Don't bang out Rizal, okay?
Oh, no, we're not banging you, blaming you.
There's a question from Aulia. How can I motivate students to accept this new norm? Because some students are reluctant to learn online because they believe they need face-to-face explanation. Any one of you would like to answer, Nazreen?
I can try for that one because I recently ran a 4-week course. This is the 4th week right now is the assessment. And in the first week, I added them to a WhatsApp group. So the WhatsApp is more familiar to them. So I started out with something that was familiar to them rather than just jump straight to Zoom. So for 1 week, I engaged them, they engaged each other. And then by the time I gave them tasks to do, one of those tasks was to watch a video, which I had pre-recorded earlier, and they could see my face there. So I'm slowly transitioning them to Zoom. Whenever you want to change human behavior, you have to do it slowly. Some things you can do fast, but they might not be permanent. So especially when it's unfamiliar, slowly get them there. And the good news is soon you won't have to do that because it becomes a norm, right? Soon you won't have to do that. But for now, if you're transitioning them, even you are transitioning, learning curve is very, very steep. So take it slow, give them time to adjust. I would suggest if you're doing like a university course 14 weeks, right? The week before that, if there is pre-registration, you already know, then you want to add them into, I don't know what's allowed in university. If you could do a Facebook group or WhatsApp group or something, and then identify who's not engaging, who is not being aware. And then this is online is more tiring. It is far more tiring because you have to go one by one by one by one by one. Are you okay? Can I call you up? Can I talk to you? So build that rapport. Because when they say, oh, we must meet face-to-face, it's only what they're used to. You can transition slowly. And they're used to their phone, what? So what is it not used to?
But I think one of the challenges, just want to share, one of the challenges why students like face-to-face, it's not necessarily because they're learning more, it's because they like the aspect of getting out of their bed, going to the hall, meeting their friends, and physically chat. And you know, if you talk about hormones, when you're together with real people, actually they develop a lot of positive hormones. So that part we can share with them. But I think one of the things is lectures need to loosen up a bit more online because everybody's stressed, right? So try to have a bit more fun with your students in the beginning. Relax, don't go straight to the subject, you know, maybe loosen up, maybe do some body move. One thing is people always stiff because we're leaning forward like this. So you need to loosen up, maybe start to, like you're doing your finger exercise, warm up a bit, chill a bit, you know, do some, you know, so just to loosen up a bit. Because I think once they loosen up, they're okay. And I always, because when I teach in Malaysia, people say, oh, I used to teach critical thinking. They say, oh, students don't think. I said, number one reason they don't think is because they have this from SPM or whatever the teachers, they don't dare to ask questions. But when I come in, my style is like brutos, you know. So I'll just go to the students, looks most of the time, I say, what's your answer? What's your opinion? Blah, blah. And then once they loosen, you get the most nervous guy to loosen up. The rest start loosening up after a while. That's my strategy. I learned from Prof. What's the name again? Oh, my head's not thinking. But it was one prof. He taught me that always go for the most nervous student. And once you can, or the opinion leader, either opinion leader or nurse, once you can tackle them, the rest will slowly follow suit.
All right, thank you. There's another question: how we want to motivate ourselves so that we can teach the students consistently without losing their interest. Rizal, you want to take that?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Again, motivation is a choice. During those times that you need to be motivated first, right? And the thing is, to be motivated all the time is tiring. It's crazy. Yeah? So during those times that you don't want to go online, then don't go online. Give yourself that time, yeah, to be motivated yourself, to rest, yeah. But you decide when. You wanna turn down for 5 minutes, 5 hours, give them an assignment to do and get it done. You control everything. So once you start to do that, you tend to resonate the same thing to back to your students. Yeah. Once you start to be excited again, they'll be excited too. Now, let's say from the many people, there are probably 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 people who are not motivated. Okay, then find something which can help motivate them up. Maybe it will not come from you. So get the other group of students who are in the whole class and say, you know, we have these 5 people who need our help. So assign a few people to talk to them. Yeah, get these students who are already motivated with you to be your secret assistants. Yeah, and get this group of people to come along. I always remember in dakwah, yeah, you cannot change everybody. So you just take those people who are already with you, and you ramaikan, you gather that group first. Work on them first. This group will help the other group follow. Yeah, my answer.
Thank you, Rizal. My secret is give ourselves some downtime. It's okay, right? Because this is like a very transitioning kind of period of time. Nobody knows what's best. Nobody knows what works best. Everybody's just based on trial and error. There's no theory right now. So it's okay to give ourselves a little bit of downtime so that we can refresh. Yes, Zaid.
Okay, sorry. I like it. Okay. Okay, this is very good. Face movement. If you're with a student to wake them up, this is very good. If you start moving a bit like this, they get what's going on. Okay, now. Okay, now I think thing is important is you're familiar with don't focus so much on comparison. Focus more on progress, your own progress. Because sometimes teachers say, "Oh, my colleague, she can do Mentimeter, she can do pad. I can't even switch on Zoom." So you're focusing on comparison, because that's very depressing. Because there's always going to be somebody better than you. You do compare, but that's not your driving factor. Your driving is the progress that you're making. So today, if your target is Zoom and you're just going to use the chat and you do it, celebrate it. Have those small celebrations. Maybe when you book up puasa, or if you're not passing, buy something, give yourself a gift, reward yourself every time you do something positive. So you develop that positive, celebrate, don't celebrate the end. You don't have, every time celebrate small things, you make progress. So you focus on your progress, because some people are fast learners, some people are slow learners, some people have started way ahead. So just focus, your excitement or your passion is related to progress. You will compare, that's human nature, but what makes you happy or sad is your progress. If you can tweak that, it's amazing how fun you'll have with online learning. But because if I was to compare myself with, say, the teacher compare yourself to Kiman, right, or Helmi, right? These guys know how to use hundreds of tools, right? You can't even use Zoom. Like, how can I, So you have to focus on progress. If you're making progress, alhamdulillah, that's a great start. And then just reward yourself often. Every day. I always say, I reward myself every day. I do exercise in the morning, because then I know I get my positive hormones. That's my medicine. My medicine, I found out only last year. I used to do exercise. I found out I do after subuh, or now I do 4 o'clock in the morning, 4 to 5. I get my exercise, because then I know I get my lower my cortisol, get my testosterone, get my endorphins, all these happy hormones. So the rest of the day I'm okay. Then if I get down tomorrow morning, I know I'm going to get my happy hormones. So you have to find that routine to get your happy hormones. Huh? Okay.
All right. There's one, I think this is one last question now, yeah? Because it's already 1:12 from Nur Azhar. I think this is Encik Nai. Is that Encik Nai? Give me a shout, yes. His question is for online. Yeah, I caught you, Encik Nai. He was with PetroScience, but now he's on his own. For online teaching and learning, do we engage the whole group all the time? To what extent we involve individuals without compromising engagement with the whole class? How do we strike the balance? I think, Nadzrin, you can answer this question because you do this beautifully in your online classes.
So you're not saying I'm the beautiful one. You're saying I'm doing it beautiful.
You're handsome. If you're beautiful, that's sad. Men should not be beautiful.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I want to pay credit to my teacher Rizal, who's right here already, and he recommends that when you engage for a discussion or for a debrief or any sort of learning you want to anchor in, then you survey four people, right? So if, for example, what I do is I ask a question and they answer in the text chat. That is amazing, because that's something you cannot do in real class. To get 100 people type into the text chat. And from that 100 people, you can select which are the interesting answers, and you can say, I want you to turn on your webcam and your microphone and share with us a bit more about this. In class, what we can do, the most we can survey 4 people, all right? Yeah, because there's a time limit. But when you do it on Zoom or on MS Teams and they're typing in, and you quickly survey which are the most interesting ones, and you get them to share. So what happens is, that's number 1, you can do that. Number 2 is over Zoom or WebEx, paid WebEx, you can create breakout rooms. Even in MS Teams, you can create breakout rooms. They call them channels. And there are many creative people out there who have created resources that you can download. There's a guy who's created an escape room in MS Teams. So you can't escape from the channel until you solve certain puzzles. So there are many things you can do without needing to be, having 4 or 5 co-facilitators. What you do is you break them out into groups, appoint one person to be responsible for the instructions, and then they are the ones who run it separately. And if you understand the concept of facilitating learning, if you understand flipped learning, if you understand how to do teachbacks, that's exactly, they self-manage. So if you're saying engage in terms of getting feedback, then the first method. In terms engage of getting them into separate groups, then that's the second and the third. So I don't know if I answered that question as you wanted, but basically it's this: you can do so much more online actually. as compared to offline. The introverts love online. They ask you questions privately, whereas even in a real life session, they will come up to you during lunch or when everybody's left the room. Now they're like, cool. I don't need to worry about whose opinion over me is going to be there. So they can ask, right? So I hope that answered the question. Dr. Rose, back to you.
All right, thank you. Beautifully answered. So I think that that's all the questions that we can take for now before we end. I would like to end with this note. I know IIUM is a little bit skeptical on online learning. I've been following discussions. People have been asking me for advice. Even I've spoken to Tan Sri myself, and Tan Sri has asked me to help him with, before they did the guideline and stuff like that. So they were skeptical about humanizing, about us, IIUM has to lead the way in not just doing online. But I think from today, I'm not sure, but for myself, I believe this is an engaging 2-hour session. It does leave impact to all of you, inshallah. It's just the way that we do it. We are humans. Do not think that we are not humans when we are online. We are very much human beings, and we survive based on that. So I hope IIUM can see the beauty of online learning in humanizing education. Right? Inshallah, we will solve the problem of the digital divide, and telcos already coming in, giving students data and device and stuff like that. So inshallah, let's do this together. IIUM leading the way. Passing that over to Dr. Shakir of Alumni Office. Thank you, Alumni Office. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. It was
Thank you, everybody.
We had fun.
Okay, we clap for the audience. I mean, for the participants. Audience, participants.
Dr. Shakir's mic.
Shakir, mic.
He's mute. Unmute yourself.
Unmute. Boleh tak?
Can we unmute him or we cannot unmute him?
We can. Wait, I unmute you. Wait.
Okay, all right. Okay, nice one. Okay, Alhamdulillah, thank you, Dr. Rose. It is a great sharing from our 4 speakers today. So I think Brother Zaid or Mr. Zaid, I think I did some quick research just now, and I agree with you, in which it is scientifically proven that the skillful hand somehow boosts the healthy mind. As an architecture lecturer here, I would somehow suggest all of us, we should start drawing. Even though it's a start one simple line, we should start drawing, you see. So before we close our sessions, perhaps last word from all the speakers or Adil Fitri ucapan. We may start with maybe Brother Nazrin first. A few words from you.
Okay.
Last word.
Thank you very much. So I would like to wish everyone Ramadan Mubarak. I pray that you found what you were looking for. And if you have not, keep looking. You will find it, inshallah, one day. Have a very happy Hari Raya. And keep learning, because that's the best way for you to manage your change before change happens over you. I wish you all the best. Thank you very much. And I love you, IIUM.
Thank you, Nazrin. Brother Zaid, here you.
Me? Oh, okay. Yeah. As they say in Malay, belum cuba, belum tahu.
Belum cuba, belum tahu.
No, but what I want to say is, since we talk about hands, there's one thing. If you're miserable, one of the good ways is to do things with your hands. Your hands are. That's why I say even people that like ladies, they massage. If they don't massage, they use the massage. They get stressed. And one of it is the hands. You have to use your hands a lot. Whether it's drawing, knitting, washing, cleaning the house, use your hands is very powerful. So I think anything can be done. Just be patient. Focus on your progress. So we talked about comparison. If you focus on your progress, your life. A lot of people are miserable because they're always comparing this and that. Focus on your progress. If you're making progress, alhamdulillah. Online learning is fun. I believe in blended learning is the best, of course. But sometimes we have no choice. We actually have no choice today. So let's make the best of it. Okay. So alhamdulillah. Happy. Thank you very much for inviting us. And I love IIUM, or however we want to call it. Yeah, hopefully to come back when it's physically capable. We can come back. All of us will be nice and have a good session. Huh? So thank you very much. Inshallah.
Thanks, Brother Rizal.
Compared to the Dr. Rose, Nazrin, and Zaid, they've been online for quite a while. Online is new for me, very, very new for me. In fact, I've just done, this is my third. Wow. In the afternoon will be my fourth. So like you, I'm still exploring. Yeah. In fact, the first 1 month of the PKP was me going on uzlah mode. And in fact, what made me go online was a podcast. So because I couldn't put myself on screen yet, so I went on podcast mode. Yeah. So the thing is this, you know how people say, think out of the box? Go out of your comfort zone. No. I won't suggest that. I suggest expand your comfort zone. Because to go out of your comfort zone is like a fish out of the aquarium. You die. So expand your comfort zone. Explore little by little. Inshallah, you'll be as good as these three other speakers here. All the best. Assalamualaikum.
Salam, thank you very Rizal. Last word, Dr. Rose, Cikgu Rose.
Okay, my last words are simple. Please make dua for all of us here, for my fellow brothers, speakers, and make dua for me as well. That's all we ask from this session by sharing our ilm. We hope that you will share it back because we need to collect those points for our grave. I mean, we do a lot of mistakes. So this is our way, our redemption lah, basically. So inshallah, with all of your dua, we meet each other again in a better place after this, maybe face to face. And I hope to be your neighbor in Jannah, inshallah.
Oh.
So all the best in your online learning experience after this, and show that IIUM actually leads the way, because our students say that, hey, IIUM lecturers conduct the best online classes ever. That is like amazing. Okay.
All right, thank you, Dr. Rose. So, Alumni Relations Divisions would like to extend our appreciation and to all the speakers and also to all the participants, Alhamdulillah. So we have like 50 our loyal participants here. Thank you so much. Thank you for spending your time with us today. Let us celebrate today the new normal of teaching and learning. And I believe that this new normal requires all of us to somehow replan and juxtapose ourselves, you see, but still upholding the spirit of what we call Dr. Rose Falsafah Pendidikan Kebangsaan, kan? National Education Philosophy. With that, thank you so much. Salam Ramadan, Salam Aidilfitri to all of you. Make sure that all of us follow the SOP during the Raya visit. That's very important right now. Yeah. So let us close our session with Tasbih Kafarah and Surah 1 As. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.